Should people over 50 eat eggs every single day? That's a question that has sparked debates at family breakfast tables, in doctors' offices, and even in the checkout line at the grocery store. If you're over 50, you've probably had moments where you looked down at your plate, saw a sunny side up egg or a fluffy omelet, and wondered, am I helping my body or slowly hurting it? Maybe your doctor warned you about cholesterol years ago. Maybe your adult told you to be careful with too many eggs. Or maybe you've read a headline that left you even more confused. And confusion can be painful, especially at this stage of life when every food choice feels like it matters more than ever. At 50, 60, or 70 years old, your body talks to you differently. It might be through stiff joints in the morning, fatigue that lingers after lunch, or blood test numbers that don't look as good as they once did. The truth is, food becomes more than just fuel. It becomes medicine or poison. And the humble egg, something so ordinary and familiar, sits right at the center of that conversation. I want to take you on a journey today, not just about science, not just about nutrition facts, but about what it really means for someone over 50 to eat eggs every day. My goal isn't to tell you a strict yes or no, but to open up a story of understanding so that you can make the choice that gives you strength, confidence, and peace of mind. Because let's be honest, after 50, food choices are not about impressing anyone. They're about staying independent, staying vibrant, and keeping your health so you can enjoy your grandchildren, your travel plans, your hobbies, and every single moment of the life you've worked so hard to build. So let's begin with the elephant in the room: cholesterol. For decades, eggs were painted as the villain. The yolk, in particular, golden and rich, was blamed for raising blood cholesterol and clogging arteries. People were told to limit themselves to 2 or 3 eggs a week, if any at all. Some health conscious folks started eating only egg whites, tossing out the yolk like it was toxic waste. And for a long time, that advice seemed logical. After all, one large egg contains about 186 milligrams of cholesterol, mostly in the yolk. But here's the twist: modern research has challenged that belief. The cholesterol we eat in foods doesn't necessarily raise the cholesterol in our blood the way doctors once thought. Our liver actually produces cholesterol. And for many people, when you eat cholesterol-rich foods, the liver adjusts by making less. That means for most healthy individuals, moderate egg consumption doesn't cause dangerous spikes in cholesterol levels. This revelation was so strong that even the American Heart Association has softened its stance, saying eggs can be part of a heart-healthy diet when eaten in moderation. And here's where the story gets personal. My own father, who is now 78, spent most of his 50s avoiding eggs because he believed they were a heart attack on a plate. He loved eggs, scrambled, boiled, in sandwiches, but fear kept him away. Only in his late 60s, after reading newer studies and talking with a younger, more up-to-date doctor, did he begin to enjoy eggs again. Now, he eats one almost every morning, and his cholesterol numbers? Still fine. What changed wasn't just his breakfast. What changed was his understanding. But before we all rush to crack a dozen eggs, let's pause. The truth isn't as simple as eggs are good or eggs are bad. For people over 50, the answer is layered. First, eggs are packed with nutrients that are uniquely valuable at this stage of life. They're a rich source of high-quality protein, the kind your body absorbs and uses efficiently. After 50, muscle mass naturally declines, something called sarcopenia, and protein becomes absolutely essential to preserve strength, balance, and mobility. Think about climbing stairs, lifting groceries, or even getting out of a chair without pain. Those everyday movements rely on muscle. And every egg you eat gives your body the building blocks it needs to keep those muscles alive. Eggs also provide vitamin B12, which many older adults struggle to absorb from other foods. B12 is crucial for brain function, energy, and preventing that foggy, tired feeling. Then there's vitamin D, often called the sunshine vitamin, which supports bone health and immune function. Many Americans over 50 are deficient in vitamin D, especially if they spend less time outdoors. Eggs, particularly those from pasture-raised hens, can be a small but helpful source. And perhaps most fascinating, eggs contain choline, a nutrient not often talked about but vital for memory and cognitive health. Research has linked choline deficiency to higher risks of dementia and cognitive decline. For anyone over 50, protecting the brain is just as important as protecting the heart. But with all those benefits, we still need to address the flip side. For some individuals, particularly those with type 2 diabetes or certain genetic conditions like familial hypercholesterolemia, eggs may still pose risks. Studies suggest that in people with diabetes, eating a lot of eggs may increase the risk of heart disease. The mechanism isn't fully clear, but it's a reminder that nutrition is never one size fits all. This is where self-awareness comes in. If you're over 50 and you're considering daily eggs, it's worth talking to your doctor and checking your blood work regularly. Numbers don't lie, and your body might respond differently than your neighbors. In my own experience, I've seen friends thrive on 2 eggs a day, while others feel sluggish or see their cholesterol tick upward after the same routine. This is why I encourage everyone watching, pay attention to your body. Keep a food journal. Notice how you feel after breakfast. Track your lab results over time. If you're someone who has struggled with cholesterol numbers in the past, you may want to balance eggs with other protein sources like fish, beans, or Greek yogurt. Another important point is how you prepare your eggs. A hard-boiled egg is not the same as an egg fried in butter and paired with 3 strips of bacon. The egg itself can be a nutritious choice, but the company it keeps on your plate matters. For people over 50 who may already be managing blood pressure, weight, or blood sugar, those extra fats and salts can make all the difference. If you love eggs, try boiling them, poaching them, or scrambling with a touch of olive oil instead of butter. Pair them with vegetables like spinach, mushrooms, or tomatoes for a nutrient-packed meal. This not only enhances the health benefits, but also makes the meal more colorful and satisfying. Now let's return to the main question. Should people over 50 eat eggs every day? My honest answer is, it depends. If you're generally healthy, if your cholesterol and blood sugar are stable, and if you prepare your eggs in a smart way, then yes, an egg a day could be one of the best things you do for your health. But if you have specific conditions, or if you notice your numbers creeping up, then moderation might be wiser. Maybe 3 or 4 eggs a week instead of 7. Maybe alternating with other high-protein breakfasts. The key is not fear. The key is knowledge and balance. Let me pause here and ask you, what's your relationship with eggs right now? Do you eat them daily, or have you been avoiding them out of habit or fear? I'd love for you to share in the comments because your story could inspire someone else who's wrestling with the same questions. And if you're finding this conversation helpful so far, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can join me for more videos like this. I believe learning about food shouldn't feel like reading a dry textbook. It should feel like a conversation between friends who care about each other's health. As we continue, let's talk about one more angle. Longevity. In cultures known for long lifespans, like the Japanese in Okinawa or certain Mediterranean regions, eggs are often part of the diet. Not in excess, not in fast food style, but as part of balanced, wholesome meals. In Okinawa, for example, eggs are often eaten in small amounts alongside vegetables, tofu, and fish. This reminds us that health isn't built on one single food, but on the patterns of our diet over time. Eating an egg every day won't save your health if the rest of your meals are processed junk. But eating an egg every day as part of a colorful, plant-rich, balanced diet, that can be a powerful tool for vitality. There's also the psychological side of food. For many of us, eggs are comfort. They remind us of Sunday breakfasts with family, of the smell of toast and coffee, of simpler times. At over 50, these small joys matter. Food is not only about nutrients. It's about connection, memory, and comfort. And when you sit down to a breakfast that makes you happy, your body feels that too. Stress levels lower, digestion improves, and you feel more satisfied. So in some ways, the daily egg may bring more benefits than science can measure. As we move toward wrapping up this journey, I want to leave you with a clear, empowering message. You are not powerless. Every food choice you make can either move you closer to health or further away. The truth about eggs is not black and white, but that's okay. Life after 50 is about embracing nuance, listening to your body, and choosing foods that give you strength, joy, and balance. If eggs do that for you, embrace them. If they don't, let them go without guilt. Either way, you're in control. So the next time you stand in your kitchen holding that smooth oval egg in your hand, remember this. It's not just food. It's an opportunity to nourish, to strengthen, and to honor the body that has carried you through half a century of life and still has many beautiful years ahead. If this video has sparked thoughts for you, I encourage you to leave a comment below. Share your experience, your worries, your victories. And if you haven't already, subscribe and join our growing community of people who are choosing to age with strength, wisdom, and joy. Because this journey isn't just about eggs, it's about living fully every single day. Thank you for being here. Thank you for caring about your health. And remember, you deserve to feel strong, vibrant, and alive at every age.